Okay, so I went through and I charted most of our games, and except for the Panthers, but I do have some of that information on whether a pass was successful or unsuccessful, as well as runs. I did the Raiders, did the Steelers, and I did the Broncos. So when I went through and I clicked on Analyze Data, so a unsuccessful pass has noticeably lower yards than an unsuccessful run. So if field position is kind of important, then you might want to go with the run option, because you don't want to give up not only an unsuccessful play, but negative yards too. So that's kind of helpful information. As well as a successful run followed by unsuccessful pass has noticeably lower yards, as opposed to a unsuccessful run followed by an unsuccessful run. Or a successful run followed by an unsuccessful run. So knowing that, again, field position is important. You want to be more conservative. You probably follow that up with a run as opposed to a pass, because then you're taking the risk of a sack. A successful pass has noticeably higher yards. That makes sense. A successful run in 11 and 12 personnel have noticeably higher yards. And here's kind of the split of successful pass between unsuccessful pass. It's about 27 to 25, so kind of 50-50 almost, as well as successful run with unsuccessful runs, about a 50-50 split. So we have slightly more successful pass plays than we do unsuccessful pass plays. So we have more total yards running than we do passing, which is surprising. If you take out unsuccessful pass plays, then we have more yards in successful pass plays than we do successful run plays. JK with Matlock at tight end has noticeably higher yards. A successful run has noticeably higher yards. No motion and successful pass have noticeably higher yards. There's a good amount of those. Hurst with Gus has noticeably higher yards. So that's interesting. There's a good amount of those. You can see there is quite a bit of unsuccessful plays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 6 successful. So it's kind of 50-50. Jet motion and successful run has noticeably higher yards. About 4 of those. JK with 12 personnel has noticeably higher yards. Good amount of those, so that's pretty useful. Most of those are positive plays. Gus in a successful pass play has noticeably higher yards, so that's interesting. There's a good amount of those. And there's a lot of unsuccessful runs followed by a successful pass when Gus is in. And all those plays are positive plays. Here are the plays with the most yards: tight end screen, play action in, tight end pull, zone middle, and lead run. Here's kind of the breakdown of the average amount of yards in considering motion and success rate. The jet motion and success rate have highest amount of average yards. Successful pass is no motion, highest average, followed by running back motion, followed by wide receiver motion, and followed by orbit motion. Successful run. The next successful run play would be with orbit motion, followed by no motion, followed by wide receiver motion. Changes to count. You can see that no motion has more unsuccessful pass plays than it does successful pass, and more unsuccessful runs than it does successful runs, or about 50-50. Jet motion, on the other hand, has 1 more unsuccessful run than it has successful run, and in terms of pass, it has 2 more successful pass than it does unsuccessful pass. Orbit motion has 1 less successful pass than it does unsuccessful pass, and 1 more successful run than it does, and doesn't have any unsuccessful runs with orbit motion. Running back motion has 2 more successful pass plays than unsuccessful pass plays, and tight end motion has 1 more successful run than it does unsuccessful runs. And wide receiver motion has more successful pass and successful runs. 1 more run and 2 more pass. Here's your grand total. If you add up the motions all together, looks like they'd probably far exceed no motion. So 13, 14 to no motions, 16. Unsuccessful pass, there is 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 19 unsuccessful no motion pass plays. So less unsuccessful pass plays versus no motion unsuccessful pass plays. For runs, there's 12 successful runs versus 13 successful runs with no motion, and 11 unsuccessful runs with motion versus 13 unsuccessful runs with no motion. So I think, considering these numbers, it probably favors the offense to use more motion than not use motion. 12 personnel seems to have a better average than 11. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -7 negative plays. So more negative plays than positive. Those are all 11 personnel. 7, 8. Actually, I could just sort it here. 13 success, 21 unsuccessful. So successful run has noticeably higher yards, and keep in mind that I counted 2 yard gain in a run as successful. So I guess Matlock with JK, there's a lot of successful runs that way. Successful pass has noticeably higher yards on average. That should be expected. A lot of them seem to have no motion. Seem to be quite a few man beaters, screen, 2 quick outs, a couple in routes, 1 drag, 1 deep out, and 1 curl left. So then when I sorted the successful patterns, you can see there wasn't a whole lot of successful pass plays followed by successful pass plays. Only 9 or 10. It's quite a bit of successful pass followed by successful runs at 19. Not too many successful pass followed by unsuccessful pass. There's quite a bit of successful pass followed by unsuccessful run. 13 is 13 successful runs followed by successful pass, and there is 22 successful runs followed by successful runs. And there is 9 successful runs followed by unsuccessful pass, 12 successful runs followed by unsuccessful runs, 7 unsuccessful pass followed by successful pass, 4 unsuccessful pass followed by successful runs, 11 unsuccessful pass followed by unsuccessful pass, 7 unsuccessful pass followed by unsuccessful runs, 13 unsuccessful runs followed by successful pass, and 20 unsuccessful runs. There is 5 unsuccessful runs followed by successful runs, and 11 unsuccessful runs followed by unsuccessful pass. 4 unsuccessful runs followed by unsuccessful runs. So if I just sort out successful pass and successful runs and sort it by yards in descending, I'd say a good amount featured JK. It's kind of a mixed bag when it comes to motion and motion. It's kind of a mixed bag there.